I wanted to watch this video yesterday, but then I forgot. I wanted to watch this.
Delivery apps like Uber Eats, Postmates, Grubhub, and DoorDash have exploded in popularity. And if you use these apps frequently, you've probably had an experience just like me since COVID started. You're not in the mood for anything particular that night, so you scroll through restaurant after restaurant looking for something that'll catch your eye. And one restaurant finally does. But not because it's what you're in the mood for. It's because something about this restaurant feels off. The app says it's 0.1 miles away, but you don't recall ever passing this store or seeing its storefront.
Just Google it.
The pictures on the app don't look like a local restaurant near you. They almost look like stock photos. Even the restaurant name doesn't seem like a local family restaurant. It feels like something that would be on a neon sign in a white.
That's a really bushy mustache.
Restaurant. Something like Taco Bout It, or Love Tacos, or You're Tacoing Me Crazy. Now, some people might already be aware, as I was, of what these restaurants are. But when I decided to make a video on it, the rabbit hole kept sinking deeper and deeper.
Mr. Beebs?
I want you to follow me down this rabbit hole of
Mr.
food
Beebs?
and restaurants. But I must warn you, it's sticky. So bring a baby wipe or some hand sanitizer, or stand next to the sink and keep washing your hands.
Mr. Beeb? Mr. Beeb?
9:12 on your Monday. From Postmates to Uber Eats, even Grubhub, more people skipping eating out and bringing the restaurant experience home. But how that food is prepared is getting a big change. More competing companies are now teaming up using ghost kitchens to prepare your meals.
Now, what is a ghost kitchen? Well, the definition
I think I ordered from a few
bit
ghost
broad
kitchens and they
too
were
general
pretty good
because
though.
The business model is very new and ghost kitchens come in a few different forms. But in YouTuber fashion,
But I could have gotten
have
food
the
poisoning.
Google definition. So apologies, I'm gonna sound for a second like
Ghosts.
an 8th grader giving a book report. The Google definition of a ghost kitchen is a business operating from low rent or non-commercial premises that prepares food ordered online for delivery directly to customers. Which is a true definition, but also doesn't sound like anything specific to me, or give me a clear picture of what their business is. However, as I've been researching this video, I've boiled down ghost kitchens coming in mainly three different
it's
forms.
operated by
Some
Casper.
take place in something called a virtual restaurant kitchen. Others make their food in mobile trailers, and some are in existing restaurants. But I want to
They
start
serve
with
spooky
virtual
soda.
restaurant kitchens. So a virtual restaurant is a restaurant that exclusively sells through delivery apps. The actual building it's made in is a virtual restaurant kitchen that houses many virtual restaurants. And nothing
What?
showcases one of these places better than this TikTok I found from a guy named Clayton who is delivering for Uber Eats.
So this is what is called a ghost kitchen. It is
Freaky.
a select
There's
set
ghosts.
of restaurants that are featured. The food's cooked here.
Oh,
There's
mini
a meat
F. Yeah, I
strider.
got drop
You come up
frames.
here, you select your restaurant. Mine was supposed to be Drunken Dumpling.
But there's so
my
many.
order was Omar here. And what's crazy is, then, for right now, I'm waiting. There's your order board. And then once that's ready, one of these lockers will unlock. And the food
Whoa.
will be ready.
It's a whole
And
warehouse.
This will become our future. I mean, it's already our present, but this will become like all food. Great. Yay, future technology.
Now, there are definitely cases of one person owning a virtual restaurant kitchen, but these places are mainly owned by tech startups. So there is a chance that a pizza place that you get delivery food from and a Chinese food place that you also get delivery food from are
Is it
not
Oompa
two
Loompa?
separate
Yeah.
restaurants, but one kitchen owned by the same company. But I started to wonder how common these places actually were. Could I find one near
You
my
would taste the
neighborhood?
sauce
And I
that tastes
did. I won't
similar.
be showing the address, but I sat down at my computer to look at delivery apps until I found a specific address that had multiple restaurants in it. And if you look here, as I started
The
to go
problem is
through
mostly
just
that they
Uber
don't.
Eats as an app,
They
I
may or
started
may
to
not
find that
have a
this
license
address
to do
had
that, and
a
they
lot
don't
of
go through
restaurants in it.
cleaning
If I were to ask
checkups.
you what you thought a lot of
Because
restaurants
they might
running
not
out of
even
one
have to
kitchen would
be. You know, real restaurants, they need a fucking license to be a restaurant. Yeah, they need to they have people that check on how clean it is, and they have to display a rating and stuff. But I don't think there is I don't think that's mandatory for ghost kitchens.
It
Yeah,
kind
health
of depends on
inspectors
how
and stuff.
familiar you are with ghost kitchens and virtual restaurants.
And cooks need
So you
licenses
might be
too. Yeah, it
thinking,
could
I
just
don't
be
know,
some random
2
dude.
is a lot of restaurants. Potentially 4. Could it be like 5 or 6? So I counted the individual restaurants on Uber Eats that came up for this specific address.
Like my dad could be a ghost
I
kitchen.
found 10 restaurants running
Whoa.
out of the same kitchen. Does that sound like a lot of kitchens to you? Because if it doesn't, I lied. There are 20 restaurants running out of this one location. And if you're thinking to yourself, that's not that many, I lied again. There are 30 restaurants running out of this single location. And one final time, I lied again. There are 44 restaurants on Uber Eats that all share this one address. And you have food places
Wonder
ranging
where this
in
is.
completely different cultures and food types. There's a dim sum place, there's a curry place, there's burger places, pasta places, pizza places, chicken and waffles, taco places. This was actually discovered by my girlfriend Chrissy. She started looking at individual menus in this one location and finding that some of the items
Burger
looked
bitch.
really similar. So I picked a random item from one of the restaurants.
It's
that
definitely
was featured.
LA.
It's a restaurant
Yeah.
called the Codfather.
Oh, and also this was made. Oh, there's probably less now, but I'm guessing during COVID there was a
And I
fuck ton
found
of
a
ghost kitchens.
beer-battered cod sandwich for $16.95. And right here it says in the description, it is a beer-battered North Atlantic cod, slaw, red and white cabbage, lemon herb aioli, and a brioche bun. So I looked at another obvious choice at the same address, at Sunset Beach Fish and Chips. And would you look at that? There's a beer-battered cod sandwich for $16.95. That is a beer-battered North Atlantic cod.
That's
slaw,
weird.
Red and white cabbage,
That's
lemon herb
suspicious.
aioli, and a brioche bun. Interesting. 2 separate restaurants on Uber Eats, appearing to be completely separate businesses, selling the same item with the same description for the same price. So I looked at another place that had a beer-battered cod for $16.95, same description. And I looked at another place, and another place, and another place, until I had filled up my cart
had so
with
many pictures.
9 identical beer-battered cod sandwiches. And I'm going to go with Chrissy to pick it up at the same exact location.
All
That's
9
right, We're
burgers?
gonna drive to one kitchen to pick up the same sandwich from 9 separate restaurants. By the way, the sandwich is $16.95 for just the sandwich. So I'm about to pay, what's that times 9? I'm not.
Holy
I'm
fuck.
gonna do it in a calculator. You can't force me to do math off the top of my head. I could have done it now, but I need to find my phone. All right, so if I just do the quick math on here before fees are involved, I will be paying just $152.55 to
That's
potentially
expensive.
try the same sandwich 9 times. So Chrissy and I started the drive. It took about, 20 minutes to get there. Oh my God, that was beautiful. When we pulled up to the restaurant, it had the name Chibo. What confused me is
What?
that when you look it up, Chibo is a local restaurant in LA.
It is
It's
LA.
been open since 2002, I believe. But when you look on Google Street View, the storefront used to say Virtual Dining Concepts, which is one of the startups in the
Ooh.
ghost kitchen industry. Now, to be honest, as we
Chibo.
walked up, I was a little bit
Chiba.
nervous because I don't think one of their regular employees would care, but I also doubt somebody has ordered from 9 different restaurants with the same item. The order kind of makes it obvious what I'm doing. So I walked up to him and said, "Hi, we're picking up for like 9 orders under Eddy." And the guy was like, "Oh yeah, no problem. Do you want me to put it all in one bag? Is that okay?" So we waited for a little bit.
Chiba.
Here's us waving, just in case we're saying hello to you, specifically watching. We're waving to you. And then finally, we got the order. So
I gotta get home.
it seemed so casual. They did not care that we ordered from 9 different places and it was the exact same one. So we drove back, bags.
I mean, what
in
are they gonna
hand,
say?
left bag hanging
You
lower
got
than
us,
the right bag.
and then
But
what?
Before we bust these bags wide open,
Yeah, well, they
a quick
wouldn't
word
care.
From our sponsor. Thank you all for coming to this press brief. Babbel description right here, but they also weren't labeled, so I have no idea which 2 restaurants these are from. This could be the Codfather. This could be Sunset
The
Beach.
Codfather.
This could even be Burger Bitch. First one is in
Burger bitch.
this wrapping.
Egg
Here's
slut.
the I mean, it looks good. It looks good. This looks like a good fish sandwich.
Fish whore.
These are 2 different fish sandwiches from 2 different restaurants. Legally, I do not want to say that these are the same sandwich, so I won't do that. You think that covers me? The bun feels cheap for $16.
Oh yeah.
It's
It's
good.
okay.
I now know what this fish sandwich tastes like. Legally, I don't want to say that this is the exact same sandwich, but my taste buds are saying this
Two
is
legally
the exact
distinct-
same sandwich. Then we decided to take every single sandwich out to show them all at once. What we are looking at here are 9 sandwiches from 9 restaurants that all claim to be different businesses when you look at them. And I decided
Which one's
for
cheaper? It's all the
science,
same
I
price.
was going to take a bite of every single fish sandwich and give a thumbs up if it tasted similar to the last
Did they come with fries?
Now,
No,
as I've
16 just
aged,
for the
I don't do
sandwich.
as well with greasy foods, specifically something like a fish or chicken sandwich. And I can't tell you the toll that this took on my body later that day.
He
I
shattered.
didn't even capture it. I was tired. Things happened in the bathroom I will never speak of ever again.
You
But I will
shattered.
say that my opinion was these 9 sandwiches tasted exactly the same to me. But I think it's really important to mention that this restaurant is taking up 44 slots on delivery apps. They are competing directly with small businesses, some of which are owned by families. Now, I don't know if Chibo the restaurant owns this or if Virtual Dining Concepts
Chibo.
bought Chibo to use their name as a brand, but would you be surprised to learn that there is another Chibo within 4 miles of the one that I
What?
just showed you?
No.
And together they take up 77
Holy
restaurant
fuck.
slots on Uber Eats. So whether or not Chibo is its own new company or just a front for Virtual Dining Concepts, I want to take a second
Okay, but
to talk about
but when I
VDC.
order food on delivery, and then I would like Google the restaurant name and see if it actually has a building and it has menus and reviews, and then that way, if it all exists, then that means it's not a ghost kitchen. People just fucking brain dead consume, I guess.
Virtual Dining Concepts, or VDC, is
I
a
feel like that's just
major
common
ghost
sense.
kitchen company. And when you go to their website, they have a collection of brands that they work with. You have Mr. Beast Burgers, which we will
Consume.
talk about later. You have Phase Subs, which finally answers the question, can my sandwiches just be made by
Phase
gamers?
Alec
But as I was
Baldwin.
reading the brands, something caught my eye. NASCAR Refuel. So I clicked on it and it opened up NASCAR Refuel Wings, and you could go right to their website. So clearly, NASCAR Refuel is a NASCAR themed ghost kitchen that sells primarily bone-in wings. Now, if you go to the full menu, you can see that they offer 5 flavors. We've got barbecue, we've got honey garlic, we've got sweet chili, Cajun, and buffalo. My tummy's already rumbling. Is that a magnitude 7 earthquake in California?
Let me get
No,
some pads
that's
with
just my tummy
wings.
for NASCAR wings. They even come in this fun little NASCAR box, so you know the food's gonna get to you fast. So then I thought, if VDC can let NASCAR make a unique wing place, this place can't be that bad.
Yeah,
By the
here-
time
no,
food
it
arrives
sucks.
to your table at a restaurant, the people who have made the food have already jumped through a ton of hoops. The person who created the business already had the idea to create a restaurant, either paid
so
their
the-
own money or got a
I mean, I saw
loan
people
from a
say in
bank
chat,
to
this
get the
has-
building
this is like
rented
some
out.
tech
They then
bro
had to
shit, huh?
hire people, make sure
This
everybody
is-
was
this has tech
trained,
bro
make sure
business
people
written all
liked the
over it.
menu, cultivate a successful business, and pay the bills every month. So maybe this could be a good way to not gatekeep recipes with how much influence you have or how much capital you have to open up a restaurant. Maybe this will be a great way into having people try
This
new
tech bro
food.
startup.
VDC has another wing place right there called Wing Squad. Wing Squad is a buffalo wing themed ghost restaurant that serves primarily bone-in wings with flavors like barbecue, honey garlic, sweet chili, Cajun, and buffalo.
Wait.
Are these the exact same fucking wings?
Okay, so I got NASCAR Refuel. So I was
Think
gonna
Rock
immediately
L?
cut to
Chinese
ordering
knockoff
NASCAR
circle
Refuel
jerk
and Wing Squad.
Pretty
to eat
much,
them
it's-
both
yeah,
and
everything
see if they
routes
tasted
back to
exactly
Tech
the
Bros.
same. But when I filled out both my orders, I went ahead and ordered NASCAR Refuel. And when I tried to check out with the cart for Wing Squad, they told me that it wasn't available in my area. So now, instead of proving a point for my video, I just have NASCAR wings.
The only thing I care about is if they come in the cool box. I will be so mad if they don't. Yes! Here are the wings. They look pretty good, to be honest. I'll give it to NASCAR. It's good. It's good. I never said the Ghost Kitchen food is bad. It's good.
Thanks, Monkey.
Scared the neighbor's dog. But I want to get back to VDC's website because they seem to be the leading brand in working with content creators and celebrities to create ghost franchises.
Hi, I'm Robert Earl, a fellow restaurateur and the founder of Virtual Dining Concepts.
Dude, he looks like if you hit him, like gold coins are gonna fall out of his body.
These companies utilizes virtual restaurants and ghost kitchens around the country to instantly start up a national brand. So you pretty much snap your fingers and you have a fast food company across the whole country.
These brands offer you an A to Z solution.
Okay.
All you have to do is choose the
All
brand
you
with
have to
great
do.
celebrities that are going to become your market partners with you.
And to get a look at how these ghost franchises start, we can look at the page on their website that advertises to creators that want to work with them. So this business model is advertised as a new way to connect with fans. Oh my god, I didn't know it was for the fans.
How does this
Step
connect?
one is to create
Okay.
your vision. They give you a more intimate and
Mr.
experimental
Breast?
way to connect with your followers. Finally, I can get intimate with Mr. Beast by shoving a Beast Burger or a Carl's Deluxe down my gullet. Just absolutely gargling Beast-style fries. Then you work with them to create a menu. I would assume it's more so like, hey, you want to sell pizza? Do you want to sell pepperoni or sausage? Then they say to market the brand, to use your social following and platform to connect with your fans beyond merchandise. Use the food in your content. See, guys, it's about connecting to fans. This is not a soulless way to cash in on your fans by selling them food that you didn't create, okay? It's not about making money. So let's see step
It's about
4.
making money.
I gotta stop getting tricked by corporate speak. I thought Mr. Beast wanted to be intimate with me. I can't believe how confusing this ghost kitchen stuff is as a consumer. Because a few minutes after filming this, I got an email thanking me for my order from Mr. Beast Burger. The thing is, I didn't order from Mr. Beast Burger. I'm doing that later when I talk about Mr. Beast Burger. So I looked at the address in the email and it happens to be the exact same address from where I got my NASCAR refuel wings. So they just thanked me for ordering from a completely different restaurant. And when I looked up the address, it just gave me Universal City Walk, which is the big mall outside of Universal Studios Hollywood. It didn't even match up with one of the restaurants there. It just looked like a vague point on one of the buildings. Did they make my wings in Universal Studios? Did the Minions make my wings? It seems like VDC can't even keep track of their own virtual restaurants. But if you're a content creator or a celebrity that thought it would be a cool idea to open up your own fast food brand, that doesn't inherently make you the devil. I mentioned 3 types of ghost kitchens before, and one of them is existing restaurants. Now these restaurants can be major chains or small businesses, and running these virtual restaurants out of a small business might help them keep the lights on. That additional revenue could be a lifesaver for them. The thing is, as I've been looking up stuff for this video, I would frequently get so lost trying to keep track of all the virtual restaurants. It would be hard to count how many virtual restaurants are in one location or where a virtual restaurant was located. Sometimes I would look up Mr. Beast Burgers in my area, and when I went to the street view, they just didn't exist and also didn't have an address listed. And that's when I started to think, if I'm spending all day just trying to locate certain restaurants, how the hell are they doing health inspections for these places?
That's exactly the worst point. It's like you don't even know if they're certified to be handling food.
An article called "Do You Know Where Your Chicken Wings Come From" by the Boston Globe. The article centers around the challenges that ghost kitchens have added to health inspection agencies.
Yeah, they don't. You don't know.
Frequently, it seems that health inspectors in Massachusetts will find out during the health inspection that they're running multiple restaurants out of the same kitchen. Lexington's health director Joanne Bellinger even said it's like smoke and mirrors or a shell game. We license this particular restaurant, but on the side, they're running 6 or 7 other things. And they're constantly getting surprised by this because the article states, no one knows how many such operations are running in Massachusetts or nationwide, as there is no central entity that tracks them. And when health departments
Maybe I'm
can't
just
track where food
old,
is
but if
coming
I
from,
want to
it makes
order
it
from a
near
restaurant,
impossible
I
to
want to
track
make
where
sure
foodborne
that damn
illness starts.
restaurant
Some defenders
exists.
of virtual kitchens might say, well, if you have a kitchen that passed a health inspection, what's the harm in adding a virtual kitchen? You already passed. But what if your new virtual restaurant menu adds an allergen that your original menu didn't have? You now need to be inspected again to make sure you're not cross-contaminating and feeding somebody something they're allergic to. And not only is the FDA struggling nationwide to keep up with this technology, in spring of 2022, Needham's health department encountered a Thai restaurant that the department had closed for repeated health violations that then opened up as a virtual Thai restaurant under a new name. And this isn't just Massachusetts.
And they could
ABC
avoid
7
all the
Chicago
legal
discovered
problems
something similar in their report.
doing that?
But what if your food comes from a restaurant with health violations? The I-Team found restaurants with some
Are
of
they
the
still a
most
thing
serious
now? I think
violations.
so, but
The Buffalo
probably
Wild Wings
less
on
common.
513 West Taylor Street near the
Yeah,
South Loop
they
houses
definitely
the
still
ghost
exist.
restaurant Wild
But I
Burger.
think in COVID, or probably near the end of COVID, it's probably when there's the most amount.
The restaurant had recent failing inspections with violations including 100 fruit flies throughout the establishment and no soap at a hand washing sink. In follow-up reports, the restaurant fixed violations and passed inspection.
It's really just a snowball with ghost kitchens because this problem also opens up a new problem, which is major restaurant brands pretending to be smaller businesses on delivery apps to get more business from you.
Next on our list of fake-ass restaurants, you can tell. Look at the graphics. It's obvious. Super Mega Villa and Thrilled Cheese, those are both IHOP. Both of these have the same address and it's IHOP.
I want to know is how the fuck am I supposed to eat that as a fucking quesadilla when it's a full-blown fucking avocado and a full-blown fucking chicken tender?
I can't believe that IHOP would do this. Surely no other major brands have done the exact same thing.
Maggiano's Italian Classics. This comes from Chili's. It's Just Wings also comes from Chili's. Tender Shack comes from Outback Steakhouse.
So I guess we have a new problem to worry about. Sometimes the virtual restaurant isn't even real, and sometimes I guess now it's Chili's. I've been researching for this video for around 2 months now, and I feel like
people going like, oh, but like, what's the big deal? I don't care. It's just people. If you let this shit run wild, people are gonna find the worst way or best way to capitalist min-max it to hell.
Going
and
crazy.
This is what happens.
Because anytime I'm confused or I see something deceiving and I pursue it, I get even more confused and sometimes even more deceived. However, there is one thing that I am certain of. Every single day, I have researched or filmed or gone to get food from one of these ghost kitchens. One virtual restaurant will make itself known at least once. A ghost franchise that is so popular that any YouTube-addicted 12-year-old would know the menu by heart. In this story, I'm the beauty, and this restaurant is... Mr. Beast Burger is one of, if...
Wait, my stream died at the moment it said Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast got me. He sniped me. Oh, God.
If not the most popular Ghost franchise in the United States. The Ghost franchise was created by YouTube's golden boy and Elon Musk reply guy, Jimmy Donaldson.
Wait, he replies to Elon?
Created by YouTube's golden boy and...
Ew! Ew!
Elon Musk reply guy, Jimmy Donaldson.
Ew! He's an Elon Musk reply guy.
AKA Mr. Beast.
We will be spending 24 hours in this insane asylum.
I built 2 massive circles and put 100 boys in one and 100 girls in the other.
I am not eating any food for the next 30 days.
The reason I've waited so long to talk about Mr. Beast Burger is because it utilizes all 3
I didn't know, no,
I
don't.
Including
Follow
trailers.
this
Ghost Kitchen trailers are exactly what they sound like. They're a trailer that runs multiple virtual restaurants out of it. Now, the leading company that owns these trailers seems to be Reef Global. But as I've been reading some articles about it, it seems like Reef isn't doing so hot lately. They've had a lot of big companies pull business from them. It even looks like Wendy's had a projected 500 locations set to open.
I kidnapped his family and I'm holding them hostage for 100 days.
5% of its workforce amid low sales and a rash of permitting and safety violations. Let me just look up what safety violations there are. Okay, so I just found this Wall Street Journal article
did
called
Mr.
Ghost
Beast
Kitchens
fans
Are
get
Proving
mad
to Be
at Eddy
Messy
for this
Business
video?
as Reef Global shows. The article starts by saying a few seconds after a cook turned on a stove in a tiny mobile kitchen in a Houston parking lot in April, a
Did Mr.
fireball
Beast
erupted
say
from the
anything?
propane burners, flaring out into the center of the trailer owned by Reef Global Inc. While the cook escaped harm, she happened to open a refrigerator at the same time that shielded her from the flames. It was the second such incident at the same Houston trailer in 4 months. The first one injured a different cook as flames scorched her face and gave her kind of a warning for this to be kind of violent language, so skip forward 10 seconds if you don't want to hear this. Gave her 3rd-degree burns on her hands that caused the skin to peel off her fingers, rendering her unable to work. Wall Street Journal. Did you hear how bad her hands got burnt? How can she work? How can she contribute to the company? A similar fireball in San Francisco injured another Reef employee in the spring, according to the
He got in a
former
legal
Reef
battle
manager's
because the
brief on
ghost
3
kitchens were
incidents.
bad.
And on top of that, there's also an insider article about leaked Reef emails, where they're talking about nearly a full year of complaints from Mr. Beast Burger, where customers were served uncooked chicken and raw burgers. This is not directly Mr.
Damn, he let
Beast's
them marinate
fault,
before
and I'm
making
sure
this
this
video
happens
too.
with regular fast food franchises. But this problem is a lot more difficult to solve when you have no
Mr.
real
Beast is
location.
suing the companies because he didn't know. Okay. What is that term called? Due diligence? Yeah. I feel like there's a bit of a due diligence
And up
involved
until very
that should be
recently, this
involved.
business was solely run out of ghost kitchens. And in interviews, Jimmy doesn't hide that fact at all. He's actually one of the only people I see being open and honest about their business and ghost kitchens.
Is it cool to own a burger joint?
So when I first started it, this is when COVID was at its height. So we started a virtual restaurant. A lot of restaurants were laying people off. And Beast Burger, originally why we got into it, is it was like a way for restaurants to make extra money.
Yeah.
So if you're a mom and pop and, you know, that lockdowns, you can't even serve people in your fucking restaurant, your revenue just cut in half, you could just start serving Beast Burger. And then anytime anyone within 8 miles places an order, you fulfill it, you get to keep a majority of the revenue.
Yeah.
Now that's a pretty noble motivation.
Yeah, I
to
was gonna
open up.
say he's framing it like he only let those mom and pop restaurants do it, but he was having people out operating out of shitty dingy trailers doing it too. So this is a very, like, what's it called? It's not really a lie, but it's not exactly accurate.
Mr. Beast Burger. But Jimmy just doesn't talk about the fact that they do this also out of existing restaurants that are major corporations.
Yeah.
And the fact that they ran
He
them out
only
of free
highlights the
trailers.
good part that you can say, oh, I'm helping mom and pops.
Anyone, anywhere can just start serving Mr. Beast Burger. You just take our training course, order our ingredients and packaging, and then turn it on all the websites.
So it's the same ingredients.
Mhm.
Oh, so it tastes the same.
And I understand what Jimmy's trying to do, but you really shouldn't make it that accessible for anyone anywhere to start serving Mr. Beast Burger to customers. Because again, I start thinking about the health inspection stuff. People all over the country, primarily kids, are eating this food. You need to have some kind of barrier for the quality of it. And so he's sort of transparent about the ghost kitchen stuff in interviews, but let's also look at what he actually told his fans. When the business opened in 2020, this is how it was announced to 144 million people.
I opened up the world's first free restaurant. And if that wasn't enough, I also paid people to eat at my restaurant.
Put it on up.
Yeah! I've never ran a restaurant before. Bye! And that was our last customer. If you like what you saw
That
in
mask
this
doesn't
video,
fit
you
his
too
face.
can eat Beast Burgers. I literally just opened 300 restaurants all across America. But we only serve people through delivery.
Then you
apps.
didn't open 300 restaurants. You opened 300 outlets that serve Mr. Beast burgers.
Open up whatever you use and search Mr. Beast Burger, and you could order anything from our amazing and delicious menu. And like I said,
Me when
we
I
have
cook
hundreds
one
of
meal, I
locations
have a
all across
restaurant.
America. Just open up your favorite delivery apps and search Mr. Beast Burgers.
So while this isn't a direct lie, I would have liked him to be less vague about opening 300 locations, because this is the Mr. Beast Burger that 144 million people saw, complete with its own branding and even a drive-thru. And this is the Mr. Beast Burger that I just ordered from. The small business was connected to this building, and when I went in, they didn't even realize that an Uber Eats order for Mr. Beast Burger had come through. Obviously, it appeared as their own business. There was no Mr. Beast branding anywhere. They told me it was going to be a 20-minute wait, so I went back to the car to wait with Chrissy.
Wow, Mr. Beast really is John Capitalism.
I hope. I really hope.
When I finally went back in and was handed the bag, I noticed that it wasn't a Mr. Beast Burger bag. It was one
He's
of
like
those
John
regular
Corpa.
thank you bags. Regardless, we headed home, bag in hand, bag hanging low. I got 4 items total and ordered it for pickup, so the whole thing ran me $36.85.
They're also not in Mr. Beast packaging either. So, Mr. Beast, NASCAR Wings is blowing you out of the fucking water.
Now, Beast-style
Damn,
fries are
lost to
supposed to be
NASCAR
seasoned,
wings.
crinkle-cut fries loaded with caramelized onions, American cheese, pickles, mayo, ketchup,
American
and
cheese?
mustard.
Plastic?
What I got was seasoned
Ew!
crinkle-cut fries with cooked onions, American cheese, pickles, and ketchup. You can see right here, this is what they look like, and...
No!
So I flipped them back over pretty well, actually. It worked out just fine.
Oh, it's
And
okay. They all
were
stuck together
average.
anyways.
I do think what would make this order special is the ingredients on the fries, and I didn't get all that I ordered. But this is the best that the order's gonna get, I promise you. Now, the next item on the list was supposed to be a Carl's Deluxe, which is like a patty melt grilled cheese. But when I pulled it out, I was very confused.
What?
Is this the Beast Burger?
After looking at all of the order later, this was not a Beast-style burger. It was not a Carl's Deluxe. It was one of their Impossible Beast-style burgers.
It looks like a pretty patty. Why does it look so uncanny?
It was not a Beast-style burger. It was not a Carl's Deluxe. It was one of their Impossible Beast-style burgers. This is what the Impossible Beast-style burger is supposed to look like. And this looks like if somebody drew a burger for me. How is this real? It looks like a Krabby Patty. Now, when I opened it up, it looked really boring.
This looks unbelievably boring.
Yeah, too
But
perfect.
surprisingly, it also tasted really boring.
It's
This tastes like a cafeteria burger.
The Impossible Burger is
Ew.
supposed to be smashed, crispy Impossible patties with house seasoning, American cheese, pickles, diced white onions, mayo,
Krabby
ketchup,
Patty
and
looking
brown
ass.
mustard on a toasted bun. What I got was an Impossible patty, American cheese, shredded lettuce, and a tiny bit of ketchup.
There's no sauce on it either. There's just like a little bit of ketchup on the bun.
The bun was way cheaper than the one looks in the photo. But also, if you examine the meat in the Impossible photo, it looks nothing like this. So what the hell did I just eat?
I don't think you
want
wanna know the answer to that question.
Sandwich, and this one is an easy layup. Everybody knows what comes on a chicken sandwich. It's just chicken, the bun, mayo, pickles, and lettuce.
I was really hoping I would have a positive experience, but all of the ingredients just feel really, really cheap. Like, it just... This doesn't look like a satisfying
Where's
chicken
the
sandwich.
chicken?
I don't
Oh.
know. It's so dry.
What I got was the chicken tenders, some shredded lettuce, and a tiny bit of ketchup.
Oh, God.
Lastly, we had the main event. The very item that carries the name of this Ghost franchise. The Beast-style burger. And man, this one kind of pissed me off because I ate it, and while I've been editing it, I noticed that the camera got a better angle of the meat than I did. Man, this is supposed to be a smash burger. What the hell is this?
Now, when it comes to Mr. Beast Burger, do I think that
It looks
Jimmy
like an
was
Alabama Hot
intentionally trying to
Pocket.
mislead people in his video? Or that he ever wanted to serve people uncooked beef? No. Of course not. Jimmy
yeah.
is a little bit younger than me. I think he's like 24, but he's also CEO brain. So
He
I'm pretty
is
sure he
CEO
doesn't give
brain.
much
That's a
thought
really
to
good way
anything
of
but making
describing
the biggest
it.
videos in the world and growing his company. However, I will say that the quality of that food was really bad. That was probably, no exaggeration, the blandest fast food I've ever had in my entire life.
So I think my one piece of advice to Mr. Beast that he's not.
You
gonna
don't blame
listen to
Mr.
because I have
Beast. You
less
blame the
subscribers than him,
kitchen.
Is just
No, I still blame him too, and I blame the
that you're
kitchen.
running because the
Yeah,
ghost kitchen
it's
stuff
called
is
doing your due diligence, especially if you're advertising it to hundreds of millions of people.
really like the wild.
I mean, I can think of some other streamer business endeavors that you were like, how did this even get past the like discussion phase? Like, how did somebody not immediately catch it and be like, wait?
West of food, and there are a lot of really young,
Holy shit, there's so many
impressionable
people
watching what you do. So
The
you just gotta
due
be
diligence.
a little bit careful with the businesses that you run. But that really got me thinking about the psychology of the ghost kitchen business. It really seems that a large form of this business is based on deception, and I started to wonder, how easy would it be to trick people into eating food that they've already had, but make them think that it's a brand new restaurant? It seems to happen every single day. We saw it with IHOP and Chili's earlier. So to test this out, I decided to pay thousands of dollars to do a real, legitimate focus group in Los Angeles. Now, to do this, I would need my own virtual restaurant with its own branding. My name is Eddy Burback, so let's go with something like Eddy's Burgers or Burback's Burgers.
Burger bitches.
Burgerback. I
Burger
also need
back
a fake
shots.
logo to put on the packaging of the food.
Backshot burger.
I'm pretty new to graphic design, but I worked like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days on this logo. I think I did a really great job. There actually might be a path for me in graphic design and not.
Bareback burger. Bareback backshot burgers.
As the group entered the room, I realized that I had put up thousands of dollars and the entire point I'm trying to make on the results of this focus group. So my nerves were high.
Hi everyone. Thank
You
you
think
all for,
Mr. You
coming
think
in
Beast
today.
has a good heart but
Jack,
messed up with
and
that?
We're holding this group on behalf of an exciting new fast
Eh.
food restaurant, Burback.
You could probably
Now,
find
before
some
they
people that
tasted
would
the
debate
burgers,
you
I'll
on
be
that.
honest, I was a little vain, and I added
Depending on what
a question
people
to see
define
how much
as
people
good.
would like my logo.
So, before you is the official Burback logo, and I want to ask you all, what are your initial thoughts about the logo?
It's lame.
It's lame?
You said, be honest.
No, we want that.
It's kind of bland.
He's gonna cry.
Oh, that's
Simpsons.
good.
Interesting.
I guess they just don't have an eye for logos. I guess they're just wrong. But it was finally time to taste the burgers. So Burger A was a Carl's Jr. Famous Star, and Burger B was one that we picked up from a local restaurant down the street. Both burgers had the same ingredients and were repackaged under the Burback logo. So we started by bringing Burger A out to the group. One of them compared it to a Burger King burger, and another person even said this.
Kind of reminds me of a Famous Star from like Carl's Jr.
I watched Amy Saw.
Wow, that guy eats.
The Famous Star.
Oh yeah, you're right.
So he said it
That guy-
reminded
that
him
guy
of Carl's
eats.
Jr. Famous Star, but he didn't say that it was a Carl's Jr. Famous Star. And then Burger B from LA Tavern was
He's
brought
a
out to the
gourmet.
group. It was immediately clear that they liked this burger much more than the last.
I feel like with the bread on this one is it's a better bite.
They thought the Carl's Jr. burger was bland, but the one from the local restaurant seemed to be a hit. After tasting both burgers, we asked the group to identify which one they thought was a fast food burger and which one they thought came from a local restaurant.
One was fast food.
Yep.
I think.
One was fast food, and you think this one is the
Original.
family-owned?
Just feels more homemade.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
To my surprise, they identified the Carl's Jr. burger as a fast food burger and the burger from LA Tavern down the street as a local family-owned restaurant burger. But I don't understand. IHOP and Chili's have been doing this. I thought this was easy to trick people. So we held a second group to see if the results would be the same, testing out two things. One, if they could identify the burger like the first group.
Why
and
does that guy
two,
have a
if one of
wand?
them
Oh
would
my
finally
god,
be
it's crutches. I'm so sorry.
honest and say they liked my
I
logo.
thought he was a
And I just
wizard.
want to ask your
I thought he was a wizard.
I don't get the name of it. I need more
Okay.
context. All I think is Burback. Like,
Well, he
when
could
I
still be
think
a
it's
wizard.
Kind of generic.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah, it's a focus group, so you
I
know,
didn't
they're gonna
see.
give
He had that
their
weird
honest
filter on the
opinion.
video.
Sometimes people's
The
honest
pixels were
opinions can be
blurred.
wrong or dumb or bad or wrong and bad and stupid and hurtful and mean. And after that, the focus group went the exact same as the one before it. They
Thanks,
all
Luke
unanimously
EXP.
voted A for fast food and B for local.
So the second one I think is from the local.
Is that kind of everyone's thought here?
So even though nobody stopped during the taste test and said, I think this is a Carl's Jr. burger, I think you're lying to me, I may have wasted thousands of dollars in disproving my own point. It seems that ghost kitchens aren't that deceiving because people can tell the difference between what's a fast food burger and what's a local chain burger, which is a huge bummer because I feel like I put the whole point of the video
Shit
on
food
this
tastes
focus
like
group,
shit.
and now I feel like I've been proven wrong. Or I lied. Because while Burger A is a famous star from Carl's Jr., LA Tavern is not a real restaurant. In fact, that photo you saw was a random building that I picked off of Street View. And the focus group did not correctly vote between what was a local restaurant burger and what was a fast food burger because
I'm so
Burger
sick of being
B
lied to.
was Jack in the Box this whole time. Both focus groups tasted 2 fast food burgers and incorrectly said that one was from a local restaurant. So I think it's pretty clear
How
that
can
I
he
made
do
everyone in that
this?
focus group look dumb. Now obviously, I'm joking because they aren't dumb. I lied to the people in that focus group about the food they were
Sam
eating,
is fiction
and they
and
believed
N7.
it. And I also lied to you about the food I was feeding them, and you believed
What?
me. Because it is not a person's job when they pay
Fair.
for food to investigate whether they're being lied
Yeah,
to.
you
or
just-
not. I've
you
spent the
think you're
first
eating
part of
what
this
they
year
said you
ordering
think
food
you-
and then
what they-
spending hours trying to figure out how it was made and what the story behind it was. It would be completely normal for a focus group to be held to test which burger tastes better from a company. You know what's not normal? Being part of a focus group where you're being lied to by a YouTuber who's trying to prove a point. Nobody would think that's what was happening. Much like if I went onto a delivery app and tried to order a burger from a local place, it would be insane for me to randomly assume that it's a Chili's. Or
Yeah,
that it's
you would
from
just
one
think that
building
it's-
that
take
has
it at face
44
value.
other restaurants running out of it. Or that it's from some weird mobile trailer that has a bunch of
Reefer
explosions
kitchens.
burning their employees. And I don't have a solution to this problem. I mean, what do I know? I'm a comedian on YouTube. That's like the lowest job in society. Now, I don't think this will happen, but I think at the very least,
No.
delivery apps should add some kind of
That would
tag
be
where you
streaming.
can see what's a virtual restaurant and what's a real brick and mortar place. Because if you're supporting a
Oh
restaurant,
yeah,
your
that would be a
dollar
really
needs
simple
some food
fix.
in return, the very least they can do is let you know where that food is coming from. Especially if it's
that.
like an IHOP or a Chili's or one of those mobile trailers in a Houston parking lot. Dude, I ordered tacos and I looked up the street view on Google and it was the fucking Winnebago from Breaking Bad.
Why is it so wide? Interesting. What's that hole? Oh. We live in hell, yeah. Jesse, we need to cook burgers.